Hello again, and welcome back to our Black Mirror review series. As always, if you want to see my reviews on previous episodes, links on the screen and in the description. Anyways, just like that, we've arrived at season 2, and it only took me 4 months. Sorry about that. Anyways, as the title implies, today we take a look at season 2's first episode, Be Right Back. Okay, so this episode centers around an app whose name is not given to us that simulates how a dead person would talk to you by scanning everything they've ever posted online. We get 2 characters in the episode, Martha, played by Hayley Atwell, and Ash, played by Domhnall Gleeson? I have no fucking idea how to pronounce that.
But it's Donal is how I pronounce my name, which is like tonal but with a D instead of a T, and the M is just there to confuse Americans.
As I was saying, these two have great chemistry together. They managed to get me to really care about them, even though they only get like 8 minutes of screen time together before Ash dies, which sets off the plot. And on an unrelated note, it's a really nice change of pace to see such a sweet couple after going through Liam and Fion's toxic-ass relationship. But anyways, after Ash dies, he comes back into the picture thanks to the unnamed app I mentioned earlier. Said app has 3 different stages throughout the episode. Stage 1 is just Martha talking to Ashbot in a chat room-like application using just text. Then, in the second stage, the app is able to talk, mimicking Ash's voice, and at this point, the technology shown in the episode has been pretty believable. Like, we already got pretty advanced AI that you can talk to today, like Microsoft's Tay or Cleverbot. Furthermore, the rest of the technology shown in the episode is stuff that you'd expect in the near future, like these phones that have a screen on both sides, this laptop whose keyboard is replaced by a touchscreen, and this awesome drawing tablet that Martha uses. Again, so far it's a pretty believable future, but then stage 3 happens, and there's a robot now? I mean, I really don't want to sound like, oh, the addition of this element in the story harms my immersion, or some pretentious shit like that, but it just makes no sense in the context of the setting. The future that's presented here is a tops 5 or 10 years away from us, but then there's also robots. Like, what's the point of presenting this normal-looking future if you're just gonna introduce something as futuristic and far-fetched as robots? If you're gonna do that, why not just set the story further into the future? Also, we're in a future in which robots are a thing, but they haven't been integrated into society? Like, as a reference point, let's look back at episode 3. In the entire history of You, the grain is fully integrated into its society. We see how people apply it to their everyday lives. However, in this episode, we never see this. We never see any other robots other than Ashbot, and also, wouldn't they be better suited for manual labor or, let's be honest here, sex dolls instead of this weird bring the dead back to life thing? And I know the technology in Black Mirror has never been, well, realistic per se, but I feel like this is kind of jumping the shark. I really believe that the episode would have been a million times better if it just kept it with the phone. I think the first half was a lot more effective, for me at least, because it really spoke to me. I have a friend who my only interaction with is in Steam, Skype, and whatnot, and while watching, I kept thinking, if he was replaced with an AI that acts just like him, would I even notice? And would I, get the same enjoyment out of the friendship? You know, really interesting questions and themes that I thought the episode was gonna dive into, but it didn't. I mean, don't get me wrong though, the episode is still good, great even, but I can't help but think that it could have been so much better if it just kept it to the phone. Anyways, at this point I'm just complaining about what this episode isn't instead of what it is, so let's actually talk about what we did get. And there's still a lot to like here, for instance, the performances. Most notably, Donald's. Even though, as I said earlier, the mere addition of robots into the story bothers me, I can't deny the fact that Donald's performance as his robot self is great. He acts just like a human, but you can just tell that there's something off about him. We get many scenes in which he could 100% pass off as the real deal, like this one.
Where's your activation point?
At the risk of blowing your mind, it's where I was activated. The bath. I have to keep within a 25-meter radius unless my administrator, that's you, is with me.
Don't call me your administrator.
Why not?
Because.
Sounds sort of sexy.
But then we get scenes in which the illusion breaks, like when Martha notices that Ashbot doesn't breathe, sleep, or bleed. And it's the stacking of all these little minute details that inevitably break the illusion. And that's what I would describe Ashbot as, an illusion. And lastly, as usual, let's talk about the ending. Black Mirror always has these amazing endings, and this episode is no exception. After Martha finally realizes that Ashbot can't replace the real Ash, she tries to get rid of him, but can't, so she puts him in the attic. The cool thing about this is that it reincorporates the episode's theme, it being how people deal with loss. First, in the beginning of the episode, we're told how Ash's mother dealt with the loss of her son. She removed his pictures from the wall and put them in the attic. Just like Martha did with Ashbot, which I thought was a really nice touch. And that's that. Sorry, kind of abrupt, I know. Really bad at concluding videos, as you can tell. Announcement. I really thought I'm gonna finish like the rest of this season before October 23rd, which is when the new Netflix season comes out. So I might, keyword being might, keep this season on hold and review like the new season, but I'm not really sure, so heads up.